Hi, my name is Ryan, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about cap and trade. I'm assuming we're all familiar with climate change, and some of you might be feeling a strong sense of malaise over the issues in Normandy. Why should we try to limit our individual emissions if utilities and Fortune 1000 companies emit significantly more greenhouse gases than we will ever emit in our lifetimes? Cap and trade is a favored mechanism for holding larger institutions accountable at the state level. So far, there are three cap and trade networks in the United States. There's the Western Climate Initiative, which is the first one. It includes Canadian and Mexican provinces. There's the Midwestern Regional Greenhouse Gas Reduction Accord, and the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, which Pennsylvania is considering joining across the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Cap and trade, as its name suggests, has two parts. First is the cap, where a governing body sets a ceiling for emissions, which can then be split into annually issued permits that decrease over time. The total cap for the company is then split into allowances, which can either be freely distributed or auctioned off. In the instances where allowances are auctioned off, states and representatives from the regional cap and trade network go back and forth until all parties arrive at a satisfactory price, known as a clearing price, which, if you're familiar with economics, is similar to an equilibrium price. That being said, when allowances are given for free, often when states are just entering cap and trade, there is potential for abuse. In 2016, California issued over 200 million permits to oil, gas, and cement producers. Those permits would have represented the entirety of emissions from oil, gas, cement, steel, other industrials, you name it. Between 2021 and 2030, the valuation of allowances can also be a problem without federal coordination, especially if states and market failure prone public utility commissions, which control the rate at which electricity is sold, among other pricing mechanisms within energy policy. Carbon dioxide can be priced low enough to the point where permits become an operating expense for continued pollution. With that being said, cap and trade has a pretty long history of working well. It worked for sulfur dioxide emissions. It worked for lead emissions. It's an imperfect strategy. It's market-driven. It allows companies to pay for the right to pollute. And sometimes they're acting out of profitable self-interest rather than compassionate corporate citizenship. Yet, at this late stage, all effective mechanisms need to be considered, especially ones with proven histories. Thank you for listening to my talk about cap and trade. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.